Yeah, I think it's massively helpful. I think, like, I always see the costume as your character's skin, and so I think with this particular play, it's a corset that I've got to kind of squeeze into. So I think the idea is that, you know, in that society, women, well, the character I play is a servant. It's Kristen, and she's a servant, but she's also been promoted to kind of head cook as well. And I think the costume is supposed to, I've tried a corset on, and we're nearly there, and it kind of does make you feel very different when you put it on. And the first costume I put on, it was quite a bit tight, and a couple of buttons did fly across the room. But no, definitely it does help change with your physicality. It makes you kind of stand up a bit differently, and your posture's kind of changed, and we've been given some boots so that you kind of stand a lot differently. So it does support your physicality of the character, yeah. It doesn't restrict my movement at all, because I think with a cook as well, she has to be bending down, cleaning up. So the costume doesn't restrict, but it just makes you think a little bit more, because it's so different from just wearing modern clothes. You think about your posture a little bit more, so it does support your physicalisation of the character. But I wouldn't say it restricted me. I love that it all comes together and supports, yeah. I think that I don't always have a set thing in my mind when, like, in terms of Kristen, I knew that it was going to be a corset, and I kind of have not a set idea, but I do think about colours. So I'd kind of think about mood and how her costume would inform her mood and things like that. So I think the first costume I tried on, it just felt right straight away. As soon as I put it on, it just felt right. The colours felt right for her. Then there was are we allowed to reveal what it's like a bit? Yeah. And there was a collar. There was a kind of collar that just kind of, it came down a neck, and as soon as I put it on, it just felt right. I think that's it. When you put something on straight away, immediately you get a kind of reaction, a gut reaction of whether this feels right for the character or whether it feels completely odd or wrong, or the colours, and it just felt perfect. It just kind of I looked in the mirror and I thought, yeah, that's exactly how she would look, yeah. I think I've got two costumes. I've got one for church, which obviously that will be a bit different. I think the colours might be black, or I think the costume that I have now is just the one that she wears as a servant. But I think that the colours are right. I think it's kind of a pale grey with stripes, and it did kind of feel that it was almost like a prison. It reminded me of a prisoner's, an old-time prison. You know, the stripes they used to wear. And that's what it did make me think of, and I thought, oh, that's nice. It was just what it reminded me of straight away, and I think that that's it. It just felt that everything that had gone into it beforehand, I'd not really had a conversation, but it just felt right, yeah.